So let's talk about it. Y'all, when I was 17 years old, I dated and moved in with a man who was 37 years old. 37, that's what I said. Remember, we listen, and y'all know the rest. I met this man through a friend of mine and one of my relatives. And one night, we were supposed to be going to a Halloween party when I was 17. And so I went with them. They knew him previously, I guess. I went with them. No, not I guess, for sure. They knew him. They introduced me to him. So we were supposed to go to a Halloween party that night. We didn't end up going to the party. Excuse me. We didn't end up going to the party. I guess he didn't have a party in mind, and he was like trying to find a party for us to go to. But now that I look back on it, it's the fact that we were 17, 16 years old, and he was 37. So we couldn't really party where he could party. So that was the problem. Red flag number one. So, my friend at the time is in the front seat, and my family member in the back seat with me. I'm on the left passenger. I'm sorry, on the left driver's side behind this dude. Now, keep in mind, I just met this dude tonight, but he could barely drive for the fact that in the rearview mirror, all he looking at is me the entire time. So I'm like, what? So at first, it's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So eventually, later on that night, he dropped us back off or whatever. But before we get out the car, and my homegirl has, he like, oh, can I have your number or whatever? I want to talk to you later. This, and that, and the other. It's going to blow your mind, though, how the homegirl sat there and allowed this to happen. I'll tell you why later. But, so, I gave him my number or whatever, because it was kind of intimidating him staring at me all night, but at the same time, it was intriguing. You know what I'm saying? I'm young as hell. At this time, I did not know his age. So, we ended up hanging out a couple of times or whatever. I also forgot to mention, when we went on our first date, he came over in his little black Firebird, which wasn't his. And my mother saw him because he pulled up in my grandma's driveway. She was visiting over there that day. So when he pulled up, my mother told me, like, don't talk to him, don't date him, don't go nowhere with him. But she neglected to tell me that he was a woman beater. She neglected to tell me that he was accused of raping little girls. And she neglected to tell me that they grew up together. And then I would have put together their age. So, yeah. So eventually I go over his house, or what I thought was his house. Keep up with the story. So I go over there or whatever. We having fun. We vibing. We smoking or whatever, talking, doing all that. So eventually, as the night go on, we end up sleeping together. But we end up having relations. So it was so weird. Like, in that, it was nobody else in the house. Like, it was damn near silent. And when we did it, it was like, I don't know, like, it was something being sucked out of me, or like, it was. All right, I'm back. So you know how they say somebody snatch your soul? It felt like I had my soul snatched, but like not in a good way. It felt like control. Like, it felt like I fell into something else. It felt like I don't know how to explain it. But it felt like something I had never felt before. And it wasn't like a great thing. I mean, if I could explain it properly, like, as a woman, like, you know how something you know you're not supposed to do, but it feels good. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you feel it. You know you're going in the wrong direction. You know it ain't no good for you, but you do it anyway. That's what I'm saying. So after that, he went to the store. He said he was going to the store. But the weird thing is, y'all, when we first came to go in his house, he said he dropped his key or couldn't find his key or something. And we went through the front window. You know how the 3 windows be in the living room area? It was a 2-family flat. So we went through the front window. So he go to the store and he went out the front door, but left the front door unlocked.
Follow me for part 2.
Like, ain't no extra key. Like, ain't no other way to go out. Like, do you use the back door ever? Like, if this your house, you got another way. It seemed like doing that. So I'm laying down afterwards. He's going to the store, and I hear footsteps coming in the door, coming to the bedroom, and automatically I'm assuming it's him, but it wasn't.